Hi there, everyone. I hope that you're having a fantastic Friday so far. Please excuse my slightly wobbly camera. It's because I'm not using the stable foundation I usually have for the the arm that holds the camera. Anyway, I thought that I'd quickly do a Friday reading for you going into the weekend ahead. I'm going to use my Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg. Okay. I did earlier pop up the Six of Cups. So I feel like I need to talk about that. I was asking what energy do we have coming in this weekend? The Six of Cups is all about sharing fond memories with people. It's about people from the past, maybe that are on your mind or are actually in your life, coming into your life. Maybe you bump into people this weekend. It's about very positive memories and a lot of nostalgia and good times. So it's like a feel good card about things that you reflect on or experiences that you remember. So maybe there's a bit of reflection, maybe looking through old family photo albums or something to that effect, or bumping into an old school friend. You never know. So that's the first thing that came up, but I'm going to do this again. And I'm going to then ask what other kind of energy or occurrences are coming in for us for this weekend. Justice. Ah. Okay, this has got to do with obviously justice. So sometimes this has got to do with bringing things back into balance, finding justice in a situation, something that is returned to us that maybe we feel has been kept from us, but wrongs been righted, and also sometimes karma. So if we have, been treated unfairly and something needs to be balanced out, or maybe we've treated someone unfairly, or there's something that we haven't been doing, we've been putting it off. This is now saying the scales are going to be balanced. This stuff needs to come into balance, whatever it is. It can also do with legal things. Um, Contracts that you're busy signing, legalities like maybe divorces, what do you call it, maintenance with children, those kind of things, or maybe you've got some other kind of legal thing going on at the moment. It can also do with people in law enforcement or people who are attorneys, that kind of thing. So anything that needs to be brought back into balance or where justice is concerned, this is going to be highlighted. So maybe you hear some news this weekend, and maybe it's also that you had to maybe speak to somebody from your past or an old friend or something and just balance the scales. It might not be anything too hectic for certain individuals. Maybe you just have a talk and sort out some old gripes and old resentment and stuff that needed to be cleared. The justice card also for me is always about sort of severing things that are not fair or severing things that don't serve you. So for me, that could also be, that you maybe sort out some old bones that have been dug up and putting things to rest. Maybe making peace with somebody. Okay, let's see. What actions can we keep in mind, or what do we need to keep in mind this weekend that will help us out with the energies that we're going to be dealing with? What is the best advice for us this weekend, or action that we can take? Okay. All right, yes. Maybe there's some friendships or something that are going to be severed. This is somebody walking away from someone else. It's maybe the ending of a relationship and something that's been maybe toxic for some people, maybe not so good. And it doesn't have to be just romantic relationships or anything like that, but this is about a kind of an emotional starvation that you want to put an end to. It's also doing it in a kind way. I feel like this is really highlighted. The King of Cups, he generally has a really kind demeanor, okay? And I've just looked at bottom of the deck, which I always use after I've pulled the last card, Wheel of Fortune. So talk a bit more about that in a sec. But the King of Cups, he's a very gentle kind of a soul. It's somebody that he is very reflective. They sometimes also have a lot of intuition. Okay, they're very intuitive people and they're very emotional people as well. The King of Cups is generally associated with the star sign Cancer. So if you can think of a Cancerian that you know, they're very emotional people. They also like to be at home. This may be something to do with family or things around the home, or somebody that felt like home to you at one stage or you lived with, um, someone you had a close contact with. But this is about things centered around the home and also business or home businesses. Maybe you have a partner or something that you're trying to sort something out with. But it's about he's financially independent, but he's still kind. And he's still got this like romantic side. He likes to believe that things work out for the best. Um yeah, and sometimes this looks to me like it's going to be like a kind of a sad parting of ways, so to speak, between two people. But I think it's for the best of both of them because I don't think they're very good for each other. If you look at this picture, especially with this particular deck, it looks as if these two people, even if they were together, they weren't really benefiting each other. Okay, and I always see this card as, you know, the current situation, they think they're really in a bad space, but if they look around them, there are other opportunities, there are people who want to help them, and they've just gotten themselves into a really bad space. So this is about confusion, self-doubt, dealing with people when it's like very difficult, and you know, it might be something really unfortunate, and you say, you know, we had good times together, but unfortunately things are just not working out anymore, and something's caused some kind of pressure or um, tension between these people. In this case, you know, if we're looking at like what kind of advice can I give you with regards to how do you handle things here, this is about walking away from how things were, not having any expectations of other people or any preconceived ideas, and to concentrate on where your money comes from, your business, and those areas will prosper. So there's some kind of emotional thing that's going to happen here by the looks of things. Cups are emotions, and this is about there were some happy memories, but maybe there's some kind of legal stuff or just an argument, or maybe it's just time because here comes the Wheel of Fortune. You know, this says to us that the wheel's going to be turning, changing things. A cycle is completing. So it may be a cycle that's completing between some friends or some partners, and they've had to deal with these uncomfortable issues they didn't really want to deal with. But unfortunately, such is life. And sometimes we need to come to terms with the fact that things have run their course, so to speak. So this also shows that, you know, things get shaken up a little bit. There's conflicts of interest or something to that effect, and your course is altered. You see this person walking away, their course is altered. Maybe not the way they would have liked things to be. Maybe they wanted to stay together, but that's not what the universe has in store for them. So there's some important news or information that comes through, or an idea whose time has come. Maybe it's time to split off from a partner because it's just not working. And that could be a business partner, a romantic partner, whatever the case is. But okay, so not the happiest energy, but I think ultimately, you know, this usually has a positive outcome, I find. When this is not working out and something's, um, you know, just not an ideal situation, you can see this is not working for these people. They need to branch out, and sometimes we realize when we part ways, we actually prosper and we move in different directions. And maybe this is just a situation or relationship that's stagnated somewhat, and it's time to shift on to something else. So it's not always a sad thing. It may be at the time, but um, this needs to be balanced out. The Wheel of Fortune, I think this is a very good thing. And it shows that cycles are here too. Do you see how it goes from positive to having to deal with this? Um, and I think the King of Cups, he's the emotional side as well, that realizes that they need to move away from this, but will always keep that person in their heart as well. Okay, guys, I've got to go. I've got a few seconds left. I wish you a wonderful weekend. I love you all lot. Chat soon.